Hey, welcome to the 15-Hour Accountant Podcast. I'm your host, Erica Goody. In this inaugural season of the podcast, we're leveraging AI to help us think through some of the key building blocks to building a hyper-lean accounting firm, working only the hours you want, making a six-figure income. Each episode is based on an original newsletter email written by me and shared with the good folks at the 15-Hour Accountant newsletter list. We then had our AI bot friends here talk us through it. You'll see that they actually do a shockingly good job at helping our brains process the information. Now don't worry, everything published here has been fully vetted and reviewed by my very human ears. Anything glaringly wrong or misleading has been removed, but we did leave in the AI glitches and nuances to laugh a little, keep it real, and feel better about our humanity. Let's dive in and see what our AI friends have to say about this topic.
Ever wished you could peek behind the scenes of how someone successful actually runs their business? See their systems, how they structure their day, all that.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, how do they actually do it?
Right. Well, today we're diving deep into the world of Erica Good. She's a solo accountant who's built this thriving practice, but also she really prioritizes life outside of work.
I've heard of her. She's the 15-hour accountant, right?
Exactly. And it's more than just a catchy name. It's a whole philosophy about designing a sustainable, enjoyable career.
And that's something I think a lot of us are looking for no matter what we do.
For sure. And Erica doesn't just talk the talk, she really walks the walk. She focuses on practical things like finding your niche, pricing for profitability, being strategic with time, and smart marketing.
All those things sound great on paper, but it's how you bring them all together that matters.
Totally. And one of the things that really stood out to me was how she manages her clients. Imagine juggling multiple clients, all with their own deadlines and needs and everything.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Sounds overwhelming.
Right. But she has this surprisingly simple system for staying organized and keeping everything running smoothly.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. How does she do it?
Well, it's based on value. She divides her clients into tiers based on the level of service and engagement they're getting.
So, some clients might have face-to-face meetings, while others are mostly getting reports and updates.
Exactly. It lets her tailor her services and how she communicates based on the value each client is receiving.
That's smart. So she's not treating every client the exact same way. It's more personalized.
Right. And it lets her prioritize her time and effort where it matters most. And this is where things get really interesting. Remember how I mentioned she has a system?
Oh, yeah, you bet. I'm ready for this.
Well, she manages her entire operation with a spreadsheet.
A spreadsheet? Really? Just a regular old spreadsheet?
You'd think so, but trust me, this isn't just any spreadsheet. It's color-coded, meticulously organized. It's basically her command center.
Okay, now I have to hear more about this. How does it actually work?
So, picture this. The spreadsheet lays out her entire month, week by week.
Okay, I'm picturing it. Keep going.
Each client gets their own column, and they're organized by those value tiers we talked about.
Right, I'm with you.
And get this, it's color-coded. Yellow highlights are tasks for Erica, and everything else is for her virtual bookkeeper.
Wait, so she has a virtual bookkeeper too. That makes sense.
Yeah, they've been working together for ages, so the system is super smooth.
So it's like a visual representation of their whole workflow. That's really clever, actually. They can both see who's doing what and how it all fits together.
Exactly. And the best part? No fancy project management software needed. It's all right there in the spreadsheet.
I love that. It's so simple, but I bet it's really effective.
It really is. And you know what's even better? She's tried those fancy tools that everyone raves about, but she always goes back to the spreadsheet.
You know what they say? Sometimes the simplest tools are the best. Why fix what isn't broken, right?
Exactly. It's about finding what works for you, not just following the crowd.
And speaking of doing what works, we can't forget about Erica's own bookkeeping.
Oh, yeah. This is where it gets really interesting. Remember that good column we talked about on the spreadsheet?
Wait, is that?
That's Erica's personal finances, right there with her client work.
No way. She really practices what she preaches. No double standards there.
Exactly. It's a great reminder for all of us. It's easy to neglect our own finances when we're busy with work, you know?
Oh, absolutely. It's like they say, put your own oxygen mask on first. You can't help anyone else if you're not taking care of yourself.
Right. And if Erica's own financial house is in order, she's in a much better position to help her clients.
Makes sense. So we've talked about her systems, but I'm curious about the client interaction part. How does that work with those value tiers?
Okay, so One thing she does is schedule all her client meetings on the same day each month.
Wait, really? All in one day?
Nope, nope. Actually, not all in one day. They got it wrong here. What I do is I do it on the same day every month for each client. So a client might meet with me on the second Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m., and another client might meet on the third Tuesday at 2 p.m. every single month. And so that time doesn't change. But no, I don't jam every client into one day. That would be really intense. But I do keep the same schedule throughout every month for every client.
It's all about strategically using her time. Higher tier clients, the ones getting more in-depth service, they get face-to-face time with Erica.
Okay, that makes more sense. So it's not just about what they're getting, but the quality of the interaction.
Exactly. The lower tier clients, maybe those mainly using her bookkeeping services, they might not have direct meetings, but they still get those comprehensive reports and updates we talked about.
Ah, I see. It's like a tiered approach to communication, too, which makes her time super efficient.
Exactly. And here's the really smart part. Her close procedures are all built around those monthly client meeting deadlines.
Okay, now I'm really curious. How does that work?
Well, because she has that dedicated client meeting day blocked off each month, she makes sure all her tasks and deadlines for that client are done well beforehand.
So no last-minute scrambling or pulling all-nighters to finish reports before a big meeting.
Nope. It's all about being proactive, planning ahead, and working in a way that respects her time and reduces stress.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So much calmer and more in control.
Right. And again, it goes back to working smarter, not harder, which is kind of Erica's whole philosophy.
I love how everything seems to connect back to that. It's not just about the tools, it's the mindset, the intention behind it all.
Absolutely. And speaking of mindset, there's one more thing about Erica's approach that I think is really worth mentioning. It's this underlying theme of intentionality. Erica's not just letting things happen, she's really shaping her business and her life to fit what matters to her.
That's such a good point. It's like taking control, making those choices that really reflect your values and goals.
Exactly. And it's not about being perfect, it's about making progress. Even Erica talks about how her systems have changed over time. She's not afraid to adapt and adjust things. But it always comes back to that intentionality, that commitment to building a business and a life that brings her joy.
That's so inspiring to hear, honestly.
Mhm.
It really shows that we all have the power to kind of craft our own paths.
Right.
We don't have to just accept the status quo or follow everyone else.
I completely agree. And it brings us back to your question from the beginning. What can we learn from Erica's story? I think it reminds us that success isn't one size fits all. It's about figuring out what really matters to you, your values, your priorities, and then having the guts to build your work, your systems, everything around those things.
That's such a great way to put it. It's about working smarter, not harder, and, actually enjoying the journey. And hey, sometimes that journey might involve a color-coded spreadsheet.
You got it. The tools themselves are less important than the why behind them, right? It's that clarity, that intentionality, that commitment to a life that truly works.
It's been amazing to dive into the world of the 15-hour accountant with you today. It really gets you thinking. What if we all put that much intentionality into our work, into our lives? What could we achieve then? What could we simplify? What could we get back?
Those are the questions, aren't they? And maybe, just maybe, the answers are a lot closer than we realize.
This has been such a thought-provoking deep dive. A huge thank you to our expert for walking us through Erica's incredible story and sharing such valuable insights. And to our listeners, we hope this has given you some new ideas about how to approach your work and your life. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep building the life that truly reflects what matters to you.
Hey, it's very human, Erica again. I hope that helped you think through that topic a little more. If you want to hop on the 15-hour accountant newsletter that these episodes are based on, come hang out with us. Or check out my free ebook, The 15-Hour Accountant, Anatomy of a $200,000, one-employee, 15-hour per week accounting firm, where I pull back the curtain and show you the inner workings of my own firm. I'll leave a link to both the newsletter and the ebook in the show notes. Until next time.